This is your poorly aging, sarcastic, PC witty gamer. And I've already forgot where I'm supposed to go, so bring up there we go, bring up the I'm not sure why I have three different pointers on my screen, but I think I know which one I'm supposed to be following. So we are playing The Elder Scrolls, the Skyrim Anniversary Edition. And that was it came out on the 10th anniversary. And we have many mods that we have added to it. Mods both paid and free. Not the same mods. Some free mods, some paid mods. Meaning the Anniversary Edition contained a whole bunch of mods, including many that Bethesda had put out before as paid mods that they called, I think, Creation Club. And then after, so I was stupid enough to think that once they did Anniversary Edition, that'd be it. No more paid mods, no more new paid mods anyway. With Skyrim, that was not the case. They brought it back again, and some of the new paid mods are pretty good. And the best of them.
Before I became your housekeeper, I
are,
never realized being a bodyguard could also be so fascinating.
And the best of them are in our lineup today. And right now we're doing part 2 of the Vilja material.
Yes?
I have a note from Anacia. I don't know how to say her name, okay? I'm a gamer. I'm a 62-year-old man. I don't know how to pronounce things. You got that?
Good, good. I have been waiting to hear from her. I dearly hope her work is proceeding well, and that she has found all the plans she needed.
Probably not.
Oh, I found a copy of 100 Ways to Use a Falmy Ear for her at Hexcure in Markov. Maybe it could be a deal and bring it to her. Goodbye.
So,
Yes?
I'm really not sure why we had to come see this person. Unless she shows up later in Vilja's quest, I'm thinking she wasn't needed. Maybe she's just there to be another warm body. I'm not sure. Let's go get the 100 ways to use something. Have we been to Markarth yet? We have not. So, you people are just making things so difficult. It's gonna take forever to get there. Shields up. Okay, go west. It is raining again. And as I figured, there is a mountain in the way to prevent us from going where we'd want to go. And I can't hear myself think because of that stupid thunder. And I apologize for it. I used the sliders properly, and I even used them improperly, turning way down the music and way down the thunder, and it doesn't seem to care. What really annoys me, and hopefully you can hear me, what really annoys me is when you're inside, and you're inside someplace deep, like you're in a cave with hundreds of feet of rock above your head, and you're surrounded by hundreds of feet of rock. And yet the thunder is so loud you can't hear people talk and deliver their lines. I don't understand that. Doesn't make sense to me. You should not hear the thunder louder inside than you hear outside. I tried to deal with it when I set up this load order, and obviously I wasn't very effective at it. I've never said that I know everything about gaming, or even everything about my favorite games. I watch videos just like everybody else. And I learn new things all the time about them. I'm still learning things about Skyrim as we near its 15-year. Well, I guess we're nearing sooner its 14-year anniversary. And then its 15-year would be next. I don't know, I can't even think. And those of you who have subscribed, you know that I wasn't that good at thinking in the first place. And so having something getting further in the way of my thinking is just not really a good idea. Right now, you know, I don't know how much I'm going to play Skyrim Special Edition. A lot of it's going to depend on how long it remains fun, which is going to have a lot to do with whether I have terrible crashes that I can't diagnose and things like that. Because I was playing Starfield for the channel. And then I got to this annoying conflict. And what annoyed me about it is I have, tools that show conflicts, tools that will tell you what's wrong, and all of that. Well, I was using those things. And still, nothing's showing up. Let's read the note. To whomever it may concern, the Temple of Mara is closed for the unforeseeable future, since the village is to be evacuated. All pilgrims are to turn back or continue their journey to either Riften or Ellen here. But be warned, there's an evil spirit living in these woods, feeding on man and beast alike. Leave this valley for your own sake. Signed, Elatana Tiaxa, priestess of Mara. So she's already a cultist anyway. But, okay.
Inigo, I must say, the pigmentation of your fur is quite remarkable. Is it natural?
I don't think fur has pigmentation. I don't think they call it pigmentation on fur. Well, at least I mean, it's kind of not natural how suddenly the storms go away, like within seconds. The thunderstorms go away and the sky opens up. But I'm glad, and I think this is all way too white. I'm gonna have to look at my map. I'm thinking we're off map. Yeah, we're probably way off map. It's a bad sign when you're falling through the terrain and you're not using a cheat that lets you fall through the terrain. I hear terrain coming round the bend. But I ain't seen the sunshine since 19010. I know, that's not the real lyrics. Look, we're just trying to get back to the real game without having to fast travel. We can fast travel, but it'll take us further away from where we're trying to get. So, we're trying to play right. I think what happened was, I think I had some Hammerfell material that added cities and content to the game, and then when I was having trouble running things, that stuff had to go. I'm sure it wasn't causing the trouble I was having, but at some point I just wanted to lessen the burden on the game engine so I could get back to playing the game sooner. And so I took out a few things that I thought might be likely causing trouble. Well, I'm going to use a cheat here so I can get back into the game world. But anyway, I was explaining how I got out of the game world. I had to disable the borders of the game in order to put a new game world in. and the new game world, I believe, was for Hammerfell. So there was Hammerfell material that was in my game. Another thing I took out that I really like and I would like to play again, and I might put it in on this run through. I probably won't put it in on this run through, but I might try it on another run through. Is it called Helgen Rebuilt? Whatever the Helgen, it sounds like profanity. Of course it isn't. Helgen Reborn. The famous Helgen mod that's at like version 107 right now, and there's a BSA version and a loose files version. That's what I'm talking about. And I took it out reluctantly. I've never played it all the way through. And it's one of those that I didn't know I hadn't played it all the way through. Because if you haven't read a walkthrough, you know, you do the things that seem natural in the game. And then you go, okay, I guess that's it. And you might say to yourself, well, what's the big deal? And I don't want to do walkthroughs because I want to be surprised by the content in the game. But as a mod author, I understand why they make walkthroughs. Because imagine if you worked really hard on a mod. You did your best work. You stayed away from your relatives half the time and all of that to get this thing done. And I, as a user, play it, and I'm just playing it by the seat of my pants. You know, I'm not reading all the spoilers and all that. But then I only play 8% of it or 10% of it, thinking that's the whole deal. So now I think you've done a lesser... I don't know what any of this is, by the way. And some of it like that is flying in midair. So I don't know where this is. I could look to see if the map says it's anywhere. But anyway, you get the point. I play 10% of your mod thinking it's the whole thing. Maybe I leave a bad review of it. Or maybe it just makes me think, well, you're not that good at what you do. And so not only do I miss out on all sorts of stuff you put in the game to be enjoyed, which is a problem because you probably made the mod to be enjoyed. But if I'm talking to other people, I might say, yeah, Jack, yeah, you don't want to add his mods. They're not very good. They don't really add anything and all of that. When really, maybe your mods do, and for whatever reason, I thought the mod was over when it wasn't. Okay, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm probably going to fast travel out of here because I think something non-kosher is happening. Oh, it's Iron Bulwark Ruins, and I don't know what would put that in the game. The problem is, the nearest place I can fast travel to Markarth is all the way back at Elkreath Pass checkpoint, or Morthal, or Solitude. So I'm going to go Caitless Farm and southwest so that we can get back to a real map. So I can see both sides of it. You want to do a walkthrough to make sure that the player gets the whole mod. That they play the whole mod, that the mod they're playing has every part of it, if there's multiple files in it or whatever. And I want to be surprised by the storytelling elements, and the only way I could be surprised by the storytelling elements is if I don't read too many reviews and I don't read a walkthrough. Now I have played games using a walkthrough before. There was an era where there were many games that I didn't find playable without a walkthrough. But you know what? In the end, I don't think I enjoyed them as much either. And some of them were epic games that are probably in some gaming hall of fame somewhere right now. But I think most of you have never probably heard of them. If you're in your teens, 20s, or 30s. And by the way, if you're in your teens, don't watch this video. Now, there's no pornography in it or any fun thing like that. It's just that I don't make videos for people that aren't adults. So when I post them, it asks, who is, are your videos made for children? And I always say, no, they're not made for children. But that doesn't mean that there's anything in them that would be so harmful to children. There's nothing in my videos that is harmful to children. It's just a matter of whether they would appeal to children. And no, they're not made to appeal to children. Even if I'm playing a game that somebody could argue was made for children, the video I make of it isn't made for children. Just meaning, I think the children would be bored with it. They wouldn't get the humor and all of that. Again, nothing harmful to them in their I don't do videos with nudity. So far I haven't done any with drug use. This is Dragon's Bridge, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm going in the wrong direction. But we'll get across this and find the city of Dragon's Bridge. And then we'll turn around and go back so that we can get to Markarth. Privilgia. This is what I'm talking about. These strangers have us go all the way across Skyrim to do something that shouldn't require going across Skyrim. They're taking advantage of us because they know that we do quests. I mean, this is about going all the way across Skyrim to get a book. A book for somebody else. I mean, if the book is so important to that somebody else, they should be doing this. But who do we have with us? We have Lydia. I think we have Lucian and Inigo. So, Vilja didn't come with us. And she's the one that this book is supposed to be so monumental for. She doesn't even show up. Then we have the person who actually gave us this part of the quest. Who says this book is so vital. She didn't show up. She's not showing that this book is vital. She's just saying that it is. And then having us do something just out of the goodness of our hearts. It does kind of make us into the good guy, but they are showing that the book isn't as important to everything as they claim, or they'd be doing it themselves. By the way, do I have... Climbing mountains in the middle of the night without light, not a good idea. And I definitely don't want to get off-world again. I remember that term from going to Disney World in the 90s. When you were on Disney property, you were on world. And when you were off Disney property, you were off world. And they made it sound like a sin. You know, Disney hotels, expensive. And propaganda machines. At the time, I think they had like 15 channels on the TVs in the rooms. And
Mistake.
I think I'm beginning to get back.
and like 7 of them were Disney channels.
You can't win this.
Take that.
No, I get it. They kind of wanted to create that berm idea. The berm, for people who don't know, is raised earth around the original Disneyland. And the idea was, now remember this was before cell phones and all that, the idea was that the outside world did not exist when you were at Disneyland. So you were surrounded by the fantasy. You were engulfed by it. If it was during the election season, you're not thinking about the election. You're thinking about Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and Mouseketeers and magical teacups. And so they kind of metaphorically tried to do that also when we were at Disney World with everything. It was like they didn't want us to watch CNN or, you know, the news because you're at Disney. Even though you're at a Disney hotel rather than a Disney park at certain times of the day. They still want you thinking Mickey Mouse and all of that. What are we going to do tomorrow? You know, planning your character meals and things like that. I don't think was done so many months in advance back then. We certainly did plan them months in advance back then. I've heard people now do plan them months in advance, and that if they don't plan them far enough in advance, they don't get to, you know, pay all that extra money to eat with their favorite characters. Disney keeps it limited, so it will be special and a premium item. So some video games, I know where I'm going with this. Y'all don't know where I'm going with this, but thankfully I do. I'm not saying it'll make sense, but I do know where I'm going. Some video games will have an invisible wall. So you get to a place, and then just for no reason, you can't go further. It might even say, you can't go that way. Look at that guy standing in midair for no reason. It might even say you can't go that direction anymore. And sometimes it doesn't say that. Sometimes, okay, we need to go south west, but we keep getting distracted by mountains and orc strongholds and all the neat things that are in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Anniversary Edition. So people would complain, hey, it's immersion breaking to be up against an invisible wall, to be going in a direction and have, you know, words appear on the screen that says you can't go that way. Okay, so what do you do then? You create a berm. And a berm would be those mountains that you can't cross in the game. At some point they get too steep, so you can't cross them. So instead of some invisible force telling you you can't do that, it's just impossible to do that because the mountain is too steep. Or there's a big river that you can't cross. I think I'm off the map again. Yeah, I am. This is annoying. And it's annoying to show to my wondrous fans. Luckily they don't exist, but it's annoying to show that I keep getting off map. So the solution is to create those mountains that you can't walk over, that you can't climb over in the game, that you can't traverse. And then what people who add to the worlds do often is they will make a hole in the mountain, a tunnel, a cave. It looks like a cave. You go into the cave on this side. When you get out on the other end, you're into the land that was created by the modder, which is not part of the mainland at all. And if that land is created properly, it too will have limits around it that are not an invisible wall. Limits that you actually see and that make sense. Like, okay, I'm walking along this path. I'm really far to the outside of the map now. And on my right hand side, as I'm going south, there's a cliff. I can't climb the cliff. So that's the limit of the game. I know it's the limit of the game, but it's not, like I said, just little white words on a background saying you can't do that, which is very frustrating to people. I hope I've explained this well. I think I've over-explained it, but who knows? Because I don't have somebody here right now that's listening to it that's a gamer and can say to me, oh yeah, I totally get what you're talking about. Or they could say, I have no idea where you're going, man. Put down the skooma pipe. Which, to be honest, I don't know if skooma is smoked or baked into things. I actually don't know how it's ingested. My characters are mostly alcohol free and they're completely drug free. You could test them. I mean, yeah, they don't like peeing in bottles, but yeah, they're it's very rare that my characters even will drink a cup of mead and they just don't do the other. My guys, or gals, but mainly guys, because guys are more likely to do this in real life, my guys don't hire prostitutes, which means they don't consort with prostitutes. It's not just that they don't hire them. They don't take drugs. Now, I know it's hypocritical because my guys, if the right person gives them a quest to go murder somebody, are first in line to do that. And most people would say, isn't it better to drink mead than to murder somebody? Yeah, you know, it doesn't all work out. And it's not like I'd feel guilty if my characters did other stuff in the games. I don't think I would. It's certainly not the point. The point is that I want to feel a connection to my characters, and the easiest way to feel a connection to them is to make them somewhat like me. Now, I will confess, in real life, I am not a 7-foot cat. I'm sorry if that bothers you, but it's just true. I'm not. We're getting closer to where I want to go, but again, there's a mountain range in the way. Like I see a horseshoe there. I'm assuming it is the horseshoe that is associated with the stables that's associated with Markarth. I don't know that that's the case, but I'm guessing it is. But see, here I have a wall I cannot climb. And again, I totally believe the video game should have walls you can't climb, because taking you into areas that you were never meant to see in video games is a bad idea. You could get very frustrated with it. You might think poorly of the game developer, thinking they designed something poorly, when actually you're in a place that you were never designed to be. We're at Markarth Stables. I don't know how long this video has been, but I figured I would at least pick up the Bloomin' Book. Now remember, this was with me fast traveling. Imagine if I had walked all the way from where she told me about the book
Jewelry for your journey home. Oh, this pendant
to here.
lovely on this.
It would have taken me days, and the reason it would have taken me days is, as you could see, I'm like most people raised with video games. I almost said with MTV, but that's not true. I was an adult when MTV was invented. I would, if I had tried to walk all the way there from that first place, well, I would have ended up in caves, on all kinds of side quests. Not that that's so bad, but I'm just saying it would have taken a lot longer. The place isn't even open. And I don't know why it's not open. Let me see what time it is. Oh, it's 7 a.m. Let's give it an hour. We don't even ask
I once knew an alchemist who could levitate, but it wore off after a while. He really hit rock bottom then.
I bet you could get a good price for those gems.
I don't think they even buy gems
One thing
here.
everyone can agree on. This war is bad for business.
Okay, here's another idea.
I don't want
Potion
another
that
idea.
makes cheese.
This is some kind of stress relief thing for you, isn't it?
I always enjoy a good adventure or two.
One of the problems is, before fishing was part of the
Why don't
Skyrim.
you sell off those bits of that dragon? They are weighing
Could
me
you
down.
shut up?
My ma used to shout a lot. If she knew the dragon language, Skyrim might be long gone by now.
You made me waste one of my mud crab chitlins. They're very,
In taking the Dwemer city, Markarth's Nords also became like the Dwemer.
they're
I
very
mean, just
precious
look at how needlessly intricate everything in this city is.
because they're used in a cure every disease potion.
Before I became your husband, I never realized being a
That's why you
bodyguard
have
could also
me
be so
who doesn't.
fascinating.
That's why you have me who doesn't eat crabs. Stopping to kill every crab I find. It's simply because their parts can be used to cure diseases.
The city's grand enough, but I always feel unwelcomed by the locals.
You should go with that. You probably are unwelcomed by the locals. So one of the things, as I was trying to explain before I was so rudely interrupted, is that before the...
Forsworn are a real threat to the locals
Hey, can you shut up?
here.
Before the Anniversary Edition and fishing, and I know fishing was around a little while before the Anniversary Edition, but before that, there wasn't fishing, and now, you know, if I'm gonna do the fishing related quests, I have to make sure that I don't use the fish as an ingredient in something else, because then I won't have the fish when I want to make the you know, when I want to complete the fishing related quest. So like the guy in Riften, I don't know his name. There's thousands of names in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Anniversary Edition that I don't know their name. So the guy down there that wants us to collect the fish, there should be a way to protect the fish. Because fish can be used as an ingredient in alchemy. So you could go out and collect all this fish, but if you're not careful, you're going to cook that fish up, and so now it's not the varieties he wants. Or you're going to end up using some or all of those fishes in alchemy, and now parts of the quests that you had completed are uncompleted again. Maybe this just happens to fat old people, but I would assume it happens to everybody. Like orange dartwing, is that a fish? Is that not a fish? Sapphire goblet is a fish. Doesn't sound like a fish to me, but it's a fish in the game.
Would you look at that?
So since nobody's listening to me, let's just try and make some money selling stuff to this lady.
The Hag's Cure is here for all your discreet needs.
I would ask what discreet needs means, but we're a G-rated channel. So the Hag's Cure, that's a unique name.
Comes with living to a ripe old age.
Or having a
People
face
start
that looks
thinking
like
there's
that.
something magical about you. Then, the insults. Still, a little knowledge of plants and potions can get you by. Not that anyone likes to admit buying things from you. See? I even have a little potion for the steward. Mind handing it over to him? Just say it should solve that problem he has.
I'll make sure he gets it because I carry out everybody's errands in this whole... Is Tamriel's not a... Tamriel's a continent, right? This whole district, this whole whatever it is, I do everybody's chores.
Thank you.
Even though I'm supposed to be this great dragonborn. What's your opinion of Markarth?
We'd be better off without the Silverbloods. They send their brute, Ingvar, to shake some coins from me every few days.
Maybe it's because
And
your face
Betrid
is tattooed.
Silverblood is always asking for more potions to fuel Thonar's ambitions. Gives him a temper fiercer than any bear.
What do you know about the Forsworn?
Only that they break an old woman's heart. So many friends, so many kin, all lost trying to rebuild a past that was over long ago.
What have you got for Saleh?
So, you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
Not in the least. Let's go to books. We're looking for 100 uses for something. I don't see it here. Let's buy Tamriel Flora Illustrated. But I could have sworn she said to go to the Hag's Cure and buy, and the book was 100 uses of Falmer ear or something like that. I'll look at my... I take it that was about speech, 160, 210. So it would be stamina and speech. Okay, let's look at
How you let me know.
the journal Deliver the book 100 Ways to Use Fulmer Ear. Wait a minute. They said it was here.
If you need a cure or anything else.
Wait up. I'm confused.
There's so much to learn about the shop. I'll never get it all straight.
Take a look.
Let's go by name. Yeah, there's no 100 Ways book. Now let's see if I have a book that starts by 100 Ways. No. I don't either. So how do I deliver a book that I don't have? Hagraven Claw, Hagraven Feathers, Hisscarp, Impstool. There's no 100 anything. Now, I bought all your books. Let's see your ingredients. You don't have any charred. I haven't seen any charred something about a tail. Charred skeever tail. I haven't seen any charred skeever tail, and that's a problem because it's needed to make that that cure disease potion. Now, like I said, at some point the game, if it's working correctly and if it doesn't crash so much that I give up, will present to me the opportunity to buy a spell where I can cure diseases that way. But until then, I need to make a potion for it. And I can't make a potion for it if the ingredients for that potion aren't actually sold in the game. Okay, I've got over 5,000 gold now. That's still not enough to buy it's not enough to buy a house. Wait a minute, do I still have the
Take a look.
the floor illustrated? I better make sure I still have that. Yeah, okay, I do have that, but I don't see anywhere.
I have herbs to mix.
Maybe the other chick
Why can't
here.
the men in this city leave me alone?
I'll ask her if she's got it.
I
No,
have
no,
potions
no,
for
no, that's-
disease, love
that's the
sickness,
other chick.
irritating children.
I'm Bothella's assistant. She's the one you should talk to if you need an herb or a potion.
I need a book.
I should get back to memorizing recipes.
Okay, well I'll look around manually for the book. But what am I going to do if I find it? Steal it? I'm confused. Oh, I like the printing on that. But it's not the book I'm looking for. Maybe this is why I gave up on Vilja. I don't remember. If it's impossible to do her, and I'm not saying it is, but if it is impossible to do her quest, then that would cause me to give up. I remember how annoying she was, by the way, talking to me all the time. And of course, she's tucked away in Elder Gleam's sanctuary right now too, so I suppose I could just leave her there, but I did walk all the way across. Well, I fast traveled some of the way, but I came all the way across the land to do this quest. Let's look at it again. Deliver Anessia's note to Jelena at Mixwater Mill. Okay, I did that. Then give Anessa the book, 100 Ways to Use Tamriel. So I guess it's saying I already have the book, but it's not showing up in my inventory. We're gonna go try that. Vilja, you're cute and all, but you're already been more trouble than you're worth. Okay. Oh, we got short memories, barely fit into our teeth. It's been so long. It's like fighting a big ugly tree. Inigo the Brave. I've heard of Inigo the Brave. I'm gonna be mad if she said that she picked up that book in Markarth for Vilja, meaning that I didn't have to go all the way to Markarth in the first place. Because that was a long journey. I could have been killed fatally. You know, this RPG and every RPG, well, most every RPG, certainly every Bethesda RPG should just be called Errand Boy or Errand Girl, of course. See, I'm not allowed to just, won't even let me talk to her.
Yes?
Oh, I'm supposed to give it to you. See, y'all got me so confused. Jelena, or whatever her stupid name is, wanted me to give you this stupid book because everybody on Earth is stupid.
Oh, but that is wonderful. I have been asking around for this book everywhere.
Why
Do you
should
say
I care?
Yelena found it at the Hog's Cure in Markath? I've always
I
heard
didn't
that
say
it's
that,
a very good store.
but I wish I would have remembered
and I
that.
believe the rumor's right. And now you better go and talk to your friend. I think he has some interesting news for you. Goodbye.
So if I'd remembered that, or if they had put it in my quest journal that she said she found it at the Hog's Cure, not that I was supposed to go to the Hog's Cure, would have saved me that whole journey. These people are terrible.
Oh, there you are. And you talked to Anesia, right? Good.
Yeah, I don't know what delivering books to her has to do with your quest. You're getting very close to me just rage quitting you. Your clothing is nice, especially in this lighting, but if we're going to do your quest, there should be things I'm doing for you. Things that make sense, too, by the way. I don't know why I'm doing most of these things. You talked to her also, I believe. Not that I care.
Anesia and I also had a good talk while you were away.
Oh,
and
good.
you know what? She will help me with the bottle.
Oh, wonderful.
But she needs some ingredients in order to evaluate
I
and
thought she
restore what
might.
is hidden in that bottle. And she needs our help to collect those ingredients.
I figured she would. Excuse me, did you say U.S. as in United States? Or would that be unlisted scrolls? Since nobody on this planet has heard of the United States? Did you say us?
Oh, oops, I'm sorry. I meant that I have to gather ingredients for her, of course. But, if you would like to help me, well, that would of course be incredibly kind of you.
If you were to give me money, that would be, of course, incredibly kind of you. If you were to give me some sort of incentive to do your bidding, that would be incredibly kind of you. Did you know that I'm the Dragonborn? I'm supposed to be saving the whole planet from dragon attacks, or at least this continent or district or whatever Skyrim is. I'm supposed to be saving it, and instead, I'm doing book fetch quests for you. Fetch, Dragonborn, fetch. You're treating me like a puppy. I mean, of course I will help Anesia. I don't know why anybody would ever question that.
So you will come with me then? Oh, how sweet of you. You know, I've so much enjoyed traveling here together with you. I'm so glad that we will continue to travel together a little longer. There is one thing though.
There always is. By the way, you'll be traveling with me. I'm not traveling with you. You'll be traveling as one of my many companions. Lucian, Ignacio, Vilja, and eventually Kate the second. So understand that. I'm in charge. I'm the Dragonborn. They're going to write the songs about me, not you. So what is this one little thing?
As you are helping me, I of course want to help you too.
Well, it's about time.
I understand that of course also you have many important things to do.
Yeah, I want to marry that girl in Riverwood.
If I can be of any use for you, I'll be happy to help out. I just wanted to know that. So if you just like to tag along, I'll look for the ingredients meanwhile. Of course, it would be great if you collected some of them. Actually, Anesia and I made lists of the ingredients. Maybe you could take care of this list and look around for the ingredients. It would be incredibly nice if you also carried the ingredients on the list until you have collected all of them. That will make things easier for me.
It would make things harder for me because I might end up using the stupid ingredients for something else.
Do you need something? Items? Potions? Hugs? I've got it all.
I need 30...
Elvish armor is the best, I think. Especially for a girl.
Okay, you asked if you could help me. I'm trying to tell you what I need. Nobody wants to listen.
Yes.
Because nobody really wants to help me. I need 30,000 septims.
Yes.
So I can get a house. I can marry my chick.
I've tried so hard to get better at spellcasting, but I just don't seem to have that in me.
Maybe adopt a puppy or two. Do you know how hard it is for a Khajiit to get a human woman interested in marrying him? Let's go.
I've tried so hard to get better at spellcasting, but I just don't seem to have that in me.
I don't know what you're going on about, but since you don't care about my needs, why should I care about yours? Vilja, you're an incredibly selfish person. Ugh.
This is nice, isn't it?
This is the opposite of nice. Let's see what's on the... Yeah, this is the list. 2 Amanita. Of course you want the mud crab chitlin. Because, like, they're rare and I need them for my own stuff. 3 slaughterfish scales. I think I just used them in ingredients. So 2 tap roots. I think tap root would be the plural. I don't know why she's calling the shots. It would be easier to give them to her whenever I get any of the things on the list. Because now I got to keep these in mind. Okay. When I'm cooking or when I'm making potions, I'm not allowed to use the small pearl I collected. I'm not allowed to use the tap root I collected. I'm not yet allowed to use the slaughterfish scales I collected. I'm not allowed to use the mud crab chitlin I collected. I'm not allowed to use the fly amanita I collected. I'm not allowed to use the mammoth tusk I collected. I have to give them to some blonde chick. Why? Because she says so. There's no way I'm going to remember all of that. I think this is why I don't ever get to the end of her quest. We need a way to mark the ingredients when we get them, to mark them in our inventory or something, so that they're protected, so they don't accidentally get sold, made into other things, or whatever.
Hey, look, a cave. Wonder what's inside.
We just came out of there. You know what's inside, you moron. That was really stupid of you, Lydia. You come out of a cave you've been in
Guess
for
what?
hours
I found
and hours.
one of those ingredients I was looking for. Isn't that great?
Which one did you find? Thank you for not answering. Thank you for wearing.
Careful.
I'm always careful. Do you see how Vilja isn't really very helpful? She wants all these ingredients, but we're not allowed to give them to her when we get them. We're only allowed to give them to her when we have all of them.
Dragon.
But none of them.
Who would have thought that was even possible?
But none of them are protected in our inventory, so we're likely to use them up before she gets them. She demands that we give them to her all at once, not when we get them. I think also, so far, the writing has failed to put any skin in the game for me. The sole reason I'm doing this, other than she's somebody asking me to do it. So, in other words, I do the quests I'm asked to do. The only other reason, I don't remember the only other reason now. By the way, does anybody know where we're going? Because if nobody knows where we're going, how are we ever going to know when we got there? Yeah, we don't have to stay in this area anymore because we did the stuff there. We need to go to Rorikstead or... Oh, Serpentstone Island would be a good idea. But we might want to start by going to Dawnstar. I thought we'd already gone
Who
there.
in Dagon's name are you? Speak, or I'll cut you down where you stand.
What's going on here?
Oh, I was part of the gang in the ruins here. Friend of mine went crazy and stole the boss's sword. They blamed me for it. Look, I'm done here. Mop the floor with these idiots for all I care. Just get out of my way.
See what I mean? We're supposed to be finding ingredients for what's-her-face. I decide to go to Dawnstar, but I can't really go to Dawnstar because somebody stops me on the way to Dawnstar to tell me to do their bidding. A total stranger. And what do? I do their bidding. A total stranger that walks away, which means she's not even going to reward me. And this is why I get confused about how long I've been recording or anything like that. Is because I don't end up doing the thing, you know, I was setting out to do. I started out for Dawnstar hours ago. then I somehow hooked up, and I don't mean.
What say you?
I don't mean. Hey, shut up. I don't mean hooked up. I just mean I ran into Vilja, and so now Vilja has me doing this other stuff, and now her friends have me doing other stuff, and pretty soon you start wondering, are we ever getting to Dawnstar?
There's a whole shift down.
Kerr's orders. Nobody goes in or out until he gets back. The boss will skin you.
Time to end this little game.
I wonder what my mother would have said if she had seen me chasing bandits.
I don't want to talk to him. Are you kidding? I'm mad at all of them.
Boss went down there today.
Yeah, he's up to Regia. Never seen him so angry.
I've got a bad feeling about this. Something's just felt wrong down there lately.
Okay, you don't feel wrong anymore. You're welcome. That is one powerful spell. What are you guys crying about?
They say ruins like these are filled with treasure. And traps too.
I feel bad that she turned her back to me and that I whopped her in the back, but... Hey. She was just standing there right beside me. These people are making me feel guilty now. I sort of recall this location, but I don't know what it was about.
Huh?
How did she survive that? I mean, nobody is immune to these things. Hey, lady. You're welcome. Maybe someday we can have
Something's wrong.
seminars
Boss been down there too long.
where we could talk about how evil our characters are or are not, since we are just basically doing the bidding of the people who ask us. I can't believe I got back up. Okay. Okay, well, that was a nice surprise. Reminds me of the guy that was brand new in the military. And he wasn't really responding to training too well. And so his commanding officer... Dude, what's...
Hey, keep your hands to yourself.
I'm trying to tell a joke, and your respiratory failure is getting in the way of it.
Finally, someone came. The cat, Rajir, ambushed me.
It wasn't
He's
a cat.
trying to take the sword back. I can't.
Live with that haircut?
I find this a bit scary.
Okay, so now what?
No! No!
I'm sure. Strange. We did well. Don't you think so?
I think I did.
All the Khajiit.
And I think people keep
You are
taking
the
credit
nicest.
for my work. Sometimes makes me question having companions in the first place.
That the best you can do?
Is there someone else who needs killing? Okay, what's next? What are we supposed to do? I don't feel like this is getting us any closer to Dawnstar. I mean, it's a nice setting, but... Ice form. I have 0 dragon souls. Somebody tell me what I'm supposed to do. And don't make it like that stupid book quest I can't understand it, and then I walk all over a continent. Okay, this is where we came out. So
Bandits raid villages and murder travelers for nothing but a pelcher.
so this is where we go back in? I don't know what's going on, people. Don't do that. It sounds like you're taking the Lord's name in vain. This is where we came in the first time. Red guards are 50%. I assume we didn't finish whatever we set out to do, but I don't care anymore. Okay, let's look at the map. North, east. Shields up. We haven't fun yet, people. Are you liking and subscribing? Are you telling your friends and your neighbors?
Did you hear something?
Guess what? I found one of those ingredients I was looking for. Isn't that great?
Are you going to tell me which ingredient you found? Because it really doesn't help to tell me you found one of the ingredients. But I did come here to get one of the ingredients. I'm going to fight a mammoth to get their stinking tusks for you. I'm going to be really miffed if I kill a mammoth for you and it turns out you already had that ingredient. I don't feel good about it either, mammoth. What I was saying back in that cave is we'll end up having seminars about whether our characters are really evil, whether they had evil thrust upon them by the quest givers, or whether they're just nice people that got caught in the wrong things because of their desire to serve other human beings. I mean, like, here I am killing a mammoth. I mean, what if Peter was here? I hope you have 2 tusks. You do, good. Okay, so that's 1. One ingredient on the list. I wish I could give it to her.
Look over there. The wolf frog.
So I think the ingredient that's the hardest to get that is left is that stupid pearl.
Oh. There's something I'd like to talk to you about.
I don't care. Bilja, I'm this far from having you brought to trial for crimes against cat manatee.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
It's a curse. It has to be. I've got to get
Need
out
a
of
room?
this town.
Don't worry. Nightmares don't seem to happen for travelers.
What do you got for sale?
Let's sate that appetite, huh?
It's not my appetite. I want to take care of this stupid list. You don't want to talk about it, dude. I don't think anything on your list is on my list, but I'm not sure anymore. Because you know what? I really don't care about her stupid list. And I figure if I get everything on her list, she'll come up with some other inane thing for me to do. Maybe I should start drinking. Hey, because of my raise in speech skill, they're willing to pay $4 for Blackbriar mead and 3 for Alto wine. So they're tripling their offer now. It's still terribly low, but still trying to make money. Any news or rumors floating
Here,
about?
take a look at this for details.
I'm looking for work on any leads.
Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left us bounty litter.
About staying the night.
Are you interested in me?
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry
Irgner,
at
get a
all.
hold of yourself. They're just dreams. Please tell her, Erander.
Listen to your friend.
Prepare
They are
to be
just
outwitted.
Okay, so there's no way to print from her stupid list either. So that's a problem. So we got the mammoth tusks. I don't know whether we have fly amanita because I'd have to go from this list to I'd have to go from this list to my inventory. That's another flaw in this whole thing. You don't have little pop-ups telling you when you got the ingredients on the list. I'm sure you're allowed to use these things for other things other than the mighty Vilja. And I like Vilja, don't get me wrong. I'm just starting to... Well, first of all, I do have to be sarcastic. But yeah, in being sarcastic, I'm starting to look at all these games from another point of view, and I'm starting to say, yeah, why are we doing these things? I mean, obviously, the programmers have programmed the games to have us do them. It says Chitin, by the way. It doesn't say Chitlin. So that's a problem too. I don't know what a Minecraft Chitin is. And, you know, this mod has been out for a long time. And we're in real life, think about it, and then we'll close this list. In real life, if this were real life, I've got Lucian, who went to university and things like that, so he might know where best to get these things, but I'm not allowed to ask him. I've got Inigo. I've got Lydia, who is supposed to do whatever I say. I mean, we're not talking naughty, but she's supposed to do whatever I say because I'm her Thane and she's been granted to me, you know, to take care of my needs. We're talking laundry and cooking and defending me and all I own and all that stuff. We're not talking about anything. So we've got Lydia, Ignacio, Lucian, and Vilja. We've got 4 followers and me. So there's 5 of us. In the real world, especially when we got to town, we would spread out. I mean, towns are pretty safe. But especially in a place like Whiterun, we'd spread out. We'd give each person a copy of the list, kind of like a scavenger hunt. And we'd all look for it. But I can't do that in this game. I'm responsible to find all of them, except, guess what? She's found some of them. She said that twice, but she hasn't told me what she's found. So I might be risking my neck to find something she's already got. I don't know if I'm allowed to look in her inventory to see, and I don't know if the things that she's got in her inventory would show up. Remember when I had that book, 100 Ways to Use Falmer or whatever, it wasn't even showing up in my inventory. And that had
Or
to
at
do
least
I assure you
out
that
top.
it is quite normal.
and that had to do with her mod.
I have a confession to make. I am
You're a
so
creep?
curious about what you experienced in Skyrim before we met. Please tell me about your adventures.
They must be an omen.
Give him a chance
Well,
to speak.
it all started when I decided to take a nap in northern Hammerfell.
I'm doing what I can to end these nightmares.
What a story! And you're really good at telling stories. I almost feel like I had been there with you.
I will. Thank you.
What is it?
There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Have you got a minute?
I do, but I'm probably not really interested. You're annoying me right now.
I have something for you. Something that will make it easy for you to give me orders during combat when there's no time for talking. It's 2 attack horns that you can use to help me decide which target I should attack next. I have written down instructions for you on how to use them. It's not very complicated, but please read before you try them out.
I don't want to try them out. Let me check your gear.
Of course.
Okay. So I don't see anything on this list in her regular storage. Let's look at her extra storage.
Sure. As you wish.
There's nothing in bag 1, so there's probably nothing in bag 2.
Sure. All right.
Okay, so that's the problem. She says that she's got ingredients that are on the list, but we don't know what ingredients those are because they're not showing up in her inventory. Now we will look at my inventory, which will be just as pathetic, I'm sure. So, we gotta make it, of course, her list isn't alphabetic, because that would make it too easy for me. So, the mammoth tusks that I just risked my life for are not here. So I think everything having to do with her quest goes into a secret inventory that I don't get to see, which is nice because that means it is protected, but the problem is then I don't know what I have and what I still need to look for. Like, we know the mammoth tusks I had. I think the fly amanita, although I've always called it fly amata, but I'm a lazy reader sometimes. I think that was there. I think the mud crab chitlin was there. I think I have to get slaughterfish scales again and taproots I probably got to get again, and the pearl, but I don't know for
Anytime.
sure. I'm honestly thinking of exiting and deleting her. Not because I can't do these things. I just
I'm sorry.
I don't think they're being handled well.
Divine Saint, who do you think we're threatening with our old war wounds? We're not soldiers anymore.
So, rather than being a nice challenge, it's hitting me as an annoyance because...
There's something I'd like to talk to you about.
Yeah, I don't care.
Have you got a minute?
No, you did that just a few minutes ago. It's another thing you do that bugs me. I'm trying to do my job, and you're constantly saying, there's something I want to talk to you about. Okay, now I want to go east because we're going to go to Winterhold. I'm probably going to neglect the list unless, you know, I'm talking to a merchant. If I see something on the list from the merchant, obviously I'll get it, but I haven't even had a chance to look online to see where I could find Kate. I mean, most companions are found in taverns. And we've been to most of the taverns already in this game. And we haven't found Kate. But also we added so many people to the game that it could have easily fallen through the cracks. In other words, when you have too many people, you kind of start, you know, overlooking people. You're not checking everyone's ID. But you gotta admit, well, you don't gotta admit, but I wish you'd admit, that most of these cities and roads and everything except off the road feels a lot more lived in. And if I tweaked how often the animals show up, I could make all of those as well seem very lived in. I forget where we're going now. Oh yeah, we're going east to try and get to Winterhold. I should go back to Whiterun, because in Whiterun I'm the Thane, and it says under my Thane powers that I'm allowed to have people arrested. So then I could experiment with going there, accusing Vilja of a crime, having her arrested, and then leaving town. Which is starting to sound like a better and better idea all the time.
We are a good team. Don't you think so?
I hope that was a deer and not a reindeer. Okay, I remember how to get there now. But I might as well loot the deer. It's starting to look like a reindeer. Good, it's just a deer. What's the matter, you? Hey, got no respect. What are you trying to do? Hey, why do you look so sad? It's not so bad. It's a nice place. Ah, shut up in your face. Now, when we get over this hill, there's going to be a lot of dogs at the bottom of the hill. Wolves. We need to eliminate them. There's a group of them. Wish I had a grenade. This would be easy. Do you like that elemental bolt? Really does a lot of damage. And the beauty is, of course, you can lay back and unleash it on the world. You don't have to get anywhere near the enemy. Although I don't know how that gray wolf is taking so much abuse. Is he made of steel? Boom. I'm gonna keep hitting you. It's about time. Yeah, everybody else goes down just on the one shot. Asking for another day. Understand the one that you love. loves you in so many ways.
Someone there? Time to end this little game.
Yeah, you should have brought backup. I mean, seriously. Vilja is a blonde, busty, young-sounding girl. That's the nicest way I can say it on a G-rated YouTube channel. If she was a middle-aged man asking for the same things, every gamer, including me, who's an older than middle-aged man, would say, bite me in the direction of Albuquerque. We wouldn't even consider doing the quest. If there wasn't a dialogue prompt to turn her down, we would just uninstall it.
Where did you come from?
Take that.
Are you talking to animals like they're people? I think that would make a great sociological experiment. Dumpy, overweight. Men in their late 50s or early 60s, balding, ask you in a video game to do something, and Vilja does. What would the acceptance rate be on those quests, and what would the completion rate be on those quests? Azura has seen your coming. Even though she's a false pagan goddess. Okay, here we go.
Azura has seen your coming, traveler. It was not curiosity, but fate that has led you here.
You're a pretty nice looking girl, but you're a different race than me. You're much closer to the humans than I am. You don't have nearly as much fur. Seen my coming? What do you mean?
Azura has given me the gift of foresight. I had a vision of you walking up the steps to this altar long before you were born. You have been chosen to be her champion. I know it is unexpected, but do not worry. It will all unfold as she has predicted.
So Azura has given you the gift of foresight, while my god has taken from me the gift of foreskin. That's okay. You're not seeing the humor in that? Yeah, you are an outsider. If you don't get circumcision jokes, you're definitely an outsider to my religion. Very well. What does this fake goddess need?
You must go to a fortress, endangered by water, yet untouched by it. Inside, you will find an elven mage who can turn the brightest star as black as night. It is cryptic, I know, but Azura's signs are never wrong. I believe the fortress may refer to Winterhold. Ask if they know this elven enchanter.
I'd like to know more about your pagan false goddess.
She is the goddess of dawn and dusk. Azura sees into the twilight of the future and guides her followers through it.
From where did this shrine originate?
My people, the Dunmer, built it. We fled from Morrowind after Vardenfell erupted almost 200 years ago. Those of us who were faithful to Azura were given a vision that led us away from the island before the worst came. This shrine is our thanks to her, that none will forget that she watches over us all.
Are you all alone here?
Yes, there were others at first, but Azura's visions tested everyone's faith. One by one, they left, afraid to know the old future. But I refuse to abandon the shrine. The visions are a gift. Azura warns me of tragedy, war, death, before it happens. I won't leave her guidance.
Are you interested in me?
Oh, well, no. Thanks, though.
Okay, well, in that special, I find a chick out in the middle of nowhere.
Always enjoy a good adventure or two.
Absolutely nowhere. She hasn't seen another person in years. She's out in the cold, all by herself. I figure, you know, maybe she'd like a nice warm conversation or something. She goes, no, no, I want nothing to do with you. Ik Puyan. I don't like good-looking cats, she said. I'm starting to think that mod I added that allows people to turn you down for marriage, it may be a little overpowered. Although it all just depends how you look at it. If you look at it like random. Yeah, I'm not interested, Bilge.
Strange. Shall we continue?
Yeah, I don't need direction from you. I'm thinking of deleting you. I think in Oblivion, you were dying. And yeah, it's a personal choice whether a creator of a companion allows the companion to be killed or not. But you were dying just way too easily. Even though you're very charming, there were parts of your design that made you, well, let me be diplomatic, less than ideal for me.
I'm sorry, could you describe the smell?
And I'm seeing things here, Viljipu,
What did you do?
that so far
It was a minor miscalculation.
are making
I've already corrected it for future
your mod,
experiments.
you, less than ideal for me.
This is why people have a problem with your college, Nellicar.
If this keeps up, you're going to have to turn in the glasses.
You do know, don't you, that the market state also have dogs for sale?
Welcome to Winterhold, or at least what's left of it. This here's the frozen hearth.
What can you tell me about Winterhold?
I'm afraid there's not much to be said. Winterhold is hardly what it used to be. You can talk to Birna if you need to buy anything. She doesn't have much, but could certainly use the coin. And then there's our little inn. Most of the business we get is from folks here to visit the college, though even that's dried up some.
I overheard something about a college.
That's right. College of Winterhold, just north of town. Hard to miss.
It's nice to be in out of the cold.
How do you feel
Unlike
about
some
the college?
folks here in town, we have nothing against the college or the people that come and go. It's where most of our business comes from, in fact. If you have business with the college, you're welcome to stay here.
What have you got for sale?
Take a look.
I'm starting to look at their inventories now to see if they have anything that's on my list, and I've lost my list already, of course. But I don't see anything that's on the list. But I think I think the lady across the street sells the pearl. Is there an elven mage here that studies
The
stars?
mages are up in the college. You can ask them if they'll let you in. Then again, Nelikar might know. He's an old-timer from the college, but he has a room here. Mm-hmm.
I admit I want to chase the pretty light. I will resist.
You shouldn't use magic when you're near children.
Is that magic? Careful, please.
What have you got for sale?
Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
I just want to know if you have anything on my list. Well, you have a mammoth tusk. You want $765 for it, though. You've got the first fishing maps I've seen in the game. You don't seem to have any of the ingredients except that mammoth tusk, and I'm not going to buy it. Oh, I bought another copy of On Morrowind. See, I need to read the books I buy so that I don't end up buying the same books again and again and again. Hey, the Argentino family heirloom is up to 23 now. I should start playing the loot. Got her down to 100. $69. $50. $20. And nothing. So we got 54, 13, and she didn't have the... How often do you get shipments up here in Winterhold?
It's not often. The roads aren't safe these days. Lots of travelers just disappear. I lose dozens of shipments on the roads every season. This store would finally be on its feet if I hadn't lost my last shipment to those creatures.
What kind of creatures?
Tell me you've seen them. Those things. Small and evil, like something out of a nightmare. I don't know what they are, but they terrify me. You aren't for hire, are you? I'll pay you if you can recover that shipment. What do you say?
I'd be happy to help you for free.
Thank you. I'll have a sum of gold waiting for you when you return. Here, I'll show you on your map where to look.
You managed to store by yourself?
Since I can't count on my brother for anything.
Neither can I.
I do what's necessary so we can get by. Ranmir has no problem drinking himself under the table, so I have to be the one to make ends meet.
Sounds like you're quite upset with your brother.
Just because we live in the middle of nowhere doesn't give Ranmir the right to drink himself into oblivion.
That's a different game. Would you like me to kill him? I'm a hired killer. Look, I'm not proud of it, but every time somebody in this game has asked me to go kill somebody, I've done it. Every time. For 14 years. Almost 14 years. Why set up shop
Wasn't
here?
by choice, I can tell you that.
Well,
options were in short supply. Ranmir and I grew up here, and nearly any money I make, he drinks away. Without the coin to pack up and leave, I decided to take to trading.
Do you get much business way up here?
Very funny.
Well,
I'm sure you've noticed
I'm
that Winterhold
sarcastic,
isn't exactly overflowing
really.
with people. So I'll sell whatever I can. If it's worth putting a price on, you can bet I'll do it. I've been burned a few times, made a few bad deals, but mostly I come out on top.
Well, yeah, you do this for a living. Of course you come out on top. You're interested in it. I'm sorry, I got confused with the things that came up in your dialogue thing. You said something about a bad deal.
Yeah, it was stupid of me.
Well,
I shouldn't have believed the story and just refused the trade.
Yeah, I shouldn't have either.
But I didn't, and now I'm stuck with this worthless junk.
What was the story? And by the way, if you call it worthless junk to the customers, it's going to be harder to sell it. So you got to pretend it's wonderful stuff, or just throw it in the dumpster if you're not going to pretend it's good stuff, so that people want to buy it. Anyway, what was the story?
Some line about this clothing in Ingol Barrow. He said it was worth more than its weight in gold if I took it back there. Something about placing it back in Ingol's chamber. I don't know. What was I thinking? Even if it were true, I'm not setting foot in some ancient tomb filled with who knows what.
I could look into it for you. What I do is I do quests, basically. I know, right? Because I'm the Thane of Whiterun, I shouldn't be reduced to doing other people's errands. But this is how I occupy all my time now. Just doing quests for people. I, myself, KhajKeet, could look into it for you.
I don't even care anymore. You want to check it out? Fine. I'll sell you the thing for 50 gold, and then it's your problem.
I'll take the cloth for 50 gold.
Fine, here you go. You get killed on account of this thing, it's not my fault. Got it?
Right.
But
Don't
I
come
suppose if it
complaining to
does
you.
actually turn out to be worth something, let me know, will you?
Are you interested in me?
No, sorry.
No, I'm not sorry at all. I've started asking people. It's like my new hobby. I'm leaving the town, and I'm leaving it because I used to have mods that would make it so you have to be, at level 50 in at least one of the majestic disciplines in order to join the Majis College. And what happened was it conflicted with other things to where I couldn't use it anymore. And so now I try to use self-discipline, and I don't join the college until I've got, you know, a skill of 50 in one of the major magic things. What I mean by major is I would have to have whoa! Am I dead? Okay. Let's try this again.
What do you want?
I want to go to Serpent Stone Island, actually. So if I stay in Winterhold too long, I'm going to want to join the Mages College. But I've given myself that discipline. Oy vey! I'm getting tired of this. So I wait until restoration, alteration, destruction, or one of those major magie skills are at least 50% before I join. Mages College. Let's save before we fall down.
I don't care if I never survive again.
There's a mud crab shit thing. It's not showing up in my, or maybe it's, okay, I got 4 mud crab chitlins. Just have to look in the right place. Okay. But I don't have any mammoth tusks, and we saw me collect mammoth tusks. So I don't know how this works. This looks like trying to get Skyrim to work without crashing the desktop. Yeah, that's what she said. They keep you from getting the right answer at that point by not putting the right answer up as a choice. It's not deep enough to go underwater. Ooh, I got one of my companions right in the head. Keeps getting in my way. Because it explodes on the closest thing it finds. So anyway, let's look for Serpent Stone Island. I can't imagine that this game is going to work during the Civil War. But if it doesn't, I can assign the holds. In other words, there is... Pearl? 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 No pearl.
I wonder what my mother would have said if she had seen the shape.
Okay. None of the things we're looking for are in any of these so far.
Oh, no, you don't.
No more! I yield! I yield!
That's what you do to people who yield. Oh, there it is. water looks nice underneath. That's a mod also, by the way, called The Depths of Skyrim. Okay, we're here, Ice Wraith. It's been so long since we were given this task. The war may be over for all we know. Hold still.
I bet not even his mouth will cry over him.
By the way, how would Galmar know that we completed this task? It's not like we're bringing evidence that we killed the thing, and he didn't believe us in the beginning that we were tough enough for his stupid army.
Wonder what it was.
So why does he believe us in the second place that we actually completed the task he gave us?
Look at you, slashing about.
Give me a pearl, pearl. No pearl. Raw clam meat. I don't even eat clams. Sneak increase to 38,000. I don't remember what's in the fringe sanctum. Okay. We are putting an end to this. And, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in the next chapter we do, which will be the one that debuts after this, we will join the Stormcloak army. We will take that sacred oath. And we will do our first quest as a member of Earlfrick, whatever his name is, Mr. Stormcloak's army in the Civil War. It's going to be exciting. You won't want to miss it. So come on back if you ever want to try again. Like and subscribe.